Hello folks, I hope that you're having a great and safe day today. Keep yourself safe in our COVID world. Today I'm going to take a look at the next chapter in my Living with HD series. Today I'm going to take a look at sleeping and how that's like. One of the big impacts that Huntington's disease has is on your ability to sleep. So we'll take a look at that. As a reminder, Huntington's disease is a neurological condition that impacts you from three separate angles. It impacts you based on your mental facilities. You're attacked mentally. Your memory will drop. Your quickness and your alertness will drop. Your IQ will drop over time. It also affects your mental health. You'll become more depressed. You may have personality changes. And so it'll change your mental health. And then finally, it'll attack you physically with palsies, twitches, and so forth. And that final thing is what leads us to today's sleeplessness. Because if you're laying on your bed twitching all the time, how do you fall asleep? So that's what we're going to take a look at today. Living sleepless with Huntington's disease. I'm 7 years into my Huntington's disease, and there are some couple of ways that you kind of deal with the sleeplessness issue. It's a big part of the condition. There's a couple of ways that I deal with it. One of the ways is that there are some pieces of medicine that you can take that will reduce your physical palsies and so forth. For example, I'm on Austedo, which I've talked about before. I spent time talking about the drugs and prescriptions of this condition, and that what that does for me is it cuts my physical sort of things in half, and so that helps you. I actually take I take 2 doses a day. I take them at noon and at midnight. The midnight one happens about an hour and a half before I fall asleep, about 1:30 in the morning, and I get up at 8:30 in the morning, 7 hours later. But the pill I take at 12 will hopefully be kicked in by then, so that way I'll have reduced issues when I'm trying to sleep. I won't be twitching as much, and that sort of thing, which I think helps. So that's one of the ways. Another way is that I will sometimes take a sleeping pill, although I hate taking sleeping pills. For me at least, they send me into this weird, funky feeling. The sleep doesn't feel earned. It doesn't feel good. I'll sometimes just lie awake feeling funky for longer, sometimes, and that sort of thing. It'll sometimes take me longer, but I don't like it at all. I don't like the way it makes me feel, but I'll take it if I need to. And sometimes you just need to. And I'm sure that affects everybody differently, right? Everybody's got a different person, and so forth. I've tried other forms of sleep medicine, and they just don't work for me at all. Only this one works, and so I'm sure that some other people out there may take sleep medicine in order to help them go to sleep, or something like a NyQuil, or something like that, to help them lay down. Or they may take their prescription strength medicine too. But sleeplessness is a key part of this. And there's going to be times, and the problem is that you don't know if it's going to be one of those nights until it's already started. When you go to bed, you just think it's going to be like a normal night, right? And then an hour later, you're like, oh my gosh. And you start clock watching, and and I don't know if you're like me, but when I start looking at the clock, I'm starting to think, well, if I go to sleep now, I'll get 6 hours of sleep. That's not that bad. 6 hours is fine. Okay, if I go to sleep now, it's going to be 5.5 hours of sleep. That'll be fine. I can deal with 5.5 hours of sleep. 4 hours of sleep. Well, at least that's half my sleep night, right? That's better than nothing. 3 hours of sleep, 2.5 hours, and then eventually you're just going to get up and say, well, that didn't work. I actually find it more helpful that if I'm not able to get to sleep early, like within a half an hour, then I get up again and do some stuff and then try to go back. Might as well be productive. Might as well get things done. Maybe I'll watch a video on YouTube, or maybe I'll do some reading, maybe read a chapter of a book, and that sort of thing. So I actually find that to be more helpful than sometimes the sleep medicine. Although again, I'll take the sleep medicine if I need to, or if my sleep has gone awry. Like if I had a sleepless night over the weekend, I might not take it because I hate the way it makes me feel. But now my sleep schedule has been knocked out, and I got to take a sleeping pill on Sunday night into Monday. So those sort of things will happen too. But there you are. That's kind of what it's kind of like to live sleepless with Huntington's disease, and some of my tips and tricks for dealing with that. For folks, did you enjoy that? Is there anything you'd like to talk about that further? Have you had issues with sleeplessness? What do you use to overcome it? And then thanks so much for your time. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. There's one of these each Saturday about living with Huntington's disease. Next week I'm going to talk about, and it's going to be a little bit more of a negative thing, but how I sort of approach everything in life, all these sort of entertainments as sort of just ways of how much time I can take up before I die. And so I'll talk about that sort of framework of mine. It'll be a little more depressing, but again, my goal is to be honest with this channel. That's what we'll be taking a look at next Saturday. So if you enjoyed this and you want to continue to check in on this channel, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. And finally, I just want to thank you for taking some time out of your day and watching my videos. I really appreciate it. We all have so many things happening and we're pulled in so many different directions, right? So the fact that you spent this time with me, that is so humbling. And I really do appreciate that. Thanks again and have a great day.